आके लाख लाना बताऊँ आके कौन है क्या है मैं आके क्यों कट्ठे खड़े हैं नहीं आके और कैसी ये देखो बस करें नहीं है क्या गाल क्या है गाल उतरा बनिए मैं क्या जानता गाल की
मैं थाने
गाल की पता कहीं
मैं थाने पिक्चर सब ऐसे कर सब सोच कॉलेज ले जाते
हम सारे करे आधे ही पास तू काफी रोगा दे वो है
देखनी है जैसा नंबर डंडा में रखा था इन्हें गलती करनी पल है जल्दी या वो कोई होगा मां साम आमा हो जी कल सब सब Kasih yang bahu kasih yang
Hi, greetings. How are you?
Okay,
Hello.
we're here. Hello, Maria. How are you?
Γεια σου. Καλά, Χρήστο. Είμαι μέσα τώρα.
No. Yes, you're connected. And you're live.
Okay.
This is John Bennett. He's the founder of Internet Medicine, and now he's now hosting us.
How you doing?
I'm
Maria is
fine.
a student of biology from my university in Crete, in Greece.
Very good. Yeah, we'll go around and meet everybody once we start. But you look like you're getting a good turnout there, Christos.
What do you mean? Can you
Looks
repeat?
like you're getting some people to come.
Yes. More people have to come. Don't worry
Good.
at all.
Good.
The promotion
All
now
I'll
works.
do during the meeting is push the button. Enter. That's my job. Enter.
Yes, of course, keeping everything working while we are speaking.
Yeah. Wow, we're getting some. Try to mute everybody. Oh, we're getting some people here. I hope you have a whip with you. Christos, do you have a whip?
Not really.
Well, we may need it to keep the order.
Okay, I believe that we will make it. But okay, yes, now I'm seeing some more familiar people. In the beginning, I didn't know most of them, but Asim and Anna, I know them. Lola and Lera, I know them.
Okay, Angelica's here.
मदनी है ना उठा
Good signal.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, Valeria, how are you? Hello,
Fine.
Angeliki.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Angeliki is the one who is organizing this webinar on behalf of the Association of Medical Students of Bulgaria. Lola,
Hello,
how are you?
Angelica. How are you doing?
Fine.
You're gonna have a good turnout.
John, this is Lera and Lola from Ukraine. We are working a lot together. We are
Good.
writing articles and probably we will do some webcasts in the future as well.
Very good. Very good.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So, you know, this platform is going to get more demand. You know, it's for you guys, it's like a tool of medicine, really. It's like books used to be. Do you guys still read books or get everything from the internet?
Actually, like I read more in the internet or ebooks, you know, like so.
E-books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of them are free, right?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
actually
that's pretty good. Because they, as you know, they cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
$100, $150, some surgery books and stuff. At
It is
least.
still so, but you know, fortunately in Greece they are giving books for free in Greek. But
really?
okay, books get outdated from time to time. Over there, you need to wait a lot of time to take the book. So e-books and the PDFs online really help.
Yeah,
Anastasia has just joined. She will be the second speaker
Yes.
today.
good.
Yes.
Very
Good
good.
evening or afternoon.
Okay. Oh, good. Do you guys know, are they going to be screen sharing, Christos, their presentations?
Yes.
Do
At
they-
least
do
from
they-
my part, there will be a PowerPoint.
Okay, do they know how to screen share? Because we can quickly show them or test them.
Anastasia, are you using a PowerPoint?
No Prezi, but I know how to share my screen, so I can share anything. I think.
You want? Can you
No,
try
Anastasia
sharing your?
is the technician.
Try it now. I want to.
Oh, okay.
Practice.
Practice, yeah.
Practice. Right. Hey, it looks like you know what you're doing. Oh, excellent. Okay, you know what you're doing. You know how to get off it, right? At the top, you just click stop screen share. Very top of the screen. There you go. There you go. Sean, you're pretty good. Man, you got some quick learners in this group. Not like the students that I grew up with. We were dumb. We were dumb. We had a hard time finding the classroom.
Oh, Lolita here. Hi. I have just admitted that you were here. Happy to see you this year, only through the screen, but.
All you guys isolated like we are in Miami.
Yes.
It's all over the place, right? But you know
All
they
over
say
the place, except China. In China, they are living normal now.
yeah, it's funny. I just talked to a Chinese neurosurgeon a few minutes ago. He said, yeah, things are almost normal. And this is Beijing. So I
Hi, how are you?
hope so. I hope so. Good day, everybody. Yeah, Mohammed, we'll go around and introduce everybody once in a few minutes. Now, just some last minute instructions for you guys. There's a mute button. Now find out where the mute button is on your screen at the bottom left on a laptop or desktop. You see that mute button? You gotta be cognizant of that because if you're not talking, please mute yourself. Otherwise the camera goes to your face. So, okay, everyone looks like they're doing that. Mohammed, could you know how to mute yourself there? Mohammed, can you mute yourself? Okay, I guess I'll mute this for you. Okay. Yeah, and the structure, what are we gonna do, Christoph? 2 presentations, right?
Yes, exactly. We will have 3 presentations, and we will get
What, 3 or 2 or 3? 2 or 3?
3 presentations.
Okay.
Asim will also present it.
Okay.
We will have a couple of questions after the presentation, and we will leave time for the rest of the questions in the end.
Okay. I'm just going to basically introduce you, and you basically run the show. And when the person's finished, you know, you say thank you, and then do what you need to do to run it. Okay.
Okay.
1 minute to curtain time. Is everybody ready?
Yay!
There you go. I heard someone say yay.
Ready.
Okay, that's good. That's great. That's great. You guys are gonna love this. It can't, you know, it's not deadly serious, you know. It's informal, or you know, this is not gonna be perfect, so don't worry about it. Okay, let me just place, I'm sorry, I neglected, I was too busy networking. Okay, someone stopped screen share. Well, that's okay.
Yes, it's me.
Yeah, just get off the screen share.
Okay.
Because when you start screen sharing, you kind of take over the screen, you know.
Okay.
So when you start your presentations, Christos, don't start the screen share until we see your face and you say, hi, I'm so and so and so. You know what I mean?
All right. Yes.
Okay. Let me quickly put one more thing. Okay. We're ready to start. Only two more people coming in. This is great. We're getting some good turnout. Okay.
Okay, I think
Someone's on screen sharing. I can bump you off there. I can bump you off. What was the screen sharing? Because we want to start now. Okay.
Okay, that's normal.
Okay, everyone please mute themselves until you get introduced. Okay? Okay. Okay, Maria, I have to mute you. I have to mute Zara. Okay. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon. This is Dr. John Bennett from Miami Beach, home of internetmedicine.com, where we have studios for groups that have a message in medicine. And we are graced with the presence today of Christos Chakaris, I'm sorry, the pronunciation, that is going to introduce the program and introduce the panelists. Hello, Christos.
Hello, thank you for having us here today, and thank you everybody for joining us. Now we are starting a series of webinars. This is a series co-organized by the Association of Medical Students of Bulgaria, University of Sofia Chapter, the European Student Think Tank, and the Novel Meds. And in the first episode, we are going to be presenting about conferences, how to participate and how to organize them. While in the second session, next Friday, at the same time, we will have the chance to go through article writing in several genres of writing. I don't want to take more time. I will introduce the three topics and the three speakers that we will have today, and then go on with my own presentation. Okay, so we already know that we are here today. Thank you for joining us once more. Today we're discussing conferences and scientific meetings. I am Christos Tsagaris. I am studying medicine in the University of Crete in Greece. I'm a fifth-year student. And in the same time, I'm also serving as editor-in-chief of Novel Meds and of the European Student Think Tank. My topic is participating in a conference. Please mute yourselves. From choosing a conference to getting your abstract accepted. We will have a small change in this program. Afterwards, Anastasia Hoyan from Chernivtsi, Ukraine, the Bukovinian State Medical University, will explain us how to organize a conference according to her experience in the Bukovinian International Medical Students Conference in Ukraine. So her title will be From Zero to Hero, or how to put together an appealing scientific event. And last but not least, we will have Asim from Pakistan. He is a master's student in pharmacy, and he is also the president of the Students Association of his university and the president of the Disease Control and Research Center. He is very experienced with conferences, and he will explain us how to sign in a conference. So let's get started with the first presentation. The first presentation, as I already mentioned, is about participating in a conference, from choosing the conference that you're going to participate in to getting your abstract accepted. This means to getting your ticket to the conference. There is a popular saying that goes like, the beginning is half of every action. And it's not only about the beginning, it's actually about a good beginning. Because once something is well begun, half of this is already well done. And this is very important. This is why choosing the right conference for you and submitting an abstract in the right order is very important. it will solve at least half of your problems. So, how are you learning about conferences? Normally, there are three kinds of people speaking about conferences. They are their organizers, of course. There are some people who have participated in these conferences and are talking to you about their experience, so former participants. And there are also some people that are designated to present the conference and introduce the conference to their country or to their university. They act as ambassadors of the conference. So you have these three kinds of people that will come to you and speak to you about conferences. And now let's see, where are you going to meet them? You can meet them either physically or virtually. Physical places where you can meet them are universities or hospitals, and of course, other conferences. It is very frequent that you will be in your university and you will see a poster or a student speaking about something and you will join this discussion. Or when you are in a conference, you will see a lot of stands advertising other conferences. And if you go there, some people will tell you, we are organizing this there at this date, you're welcome to join us, and so on. When it comes to virtual resources, we have social media. Everybody today is on social media. There are some very good groups where information about conferences is shared. For example, the international conferences and opportunities for medical students. We can discuss more about this in the discussion section of this meeting. And there are also the social media accounts of conferences. If you search, for example, medical conferences, you will find a lot of accounts of student conferences. Of course, there are mail lists. If you register yourself and sign up to taking a newsletter about conferences, you will receive such news. And last but not least, there are websites advertising conference in general or a specific event. So you can get a lot of information about conferences. It can become overwhelming, and the key point is choosing the correct conference for you. This has to do with your background, your research. It can be a medical conference in general. It can be a basic research conference, or it can be something more specific like neuroscience or cardiology. It can be something national in your country, something regional in your area, and it can also be something international. Usually, international meetings count more when it comes to your CV. And how can you participate in a conference? There are three options. The first option is passive participation. The second option is active participation. And these days, we have something new, which is called online participation. It is more rare, but it is getting more popular because of the situation with the coronavirus, as you know. Let's start from the basics. Passive conference. You will observe that I will be showcasing the websites of the posters of some existing conference to show you how you can read it and how you can understand them. Passive participation consists of visiting a conference without presenting something, but getting the chance to participate in workshops, to network with the people there, to attend lectures. And of course, if you have the sufficient time of attendance, receive a certificate for this. The second option, which is the same, but in a more active way, is active participation. Active participation means that you visit the conference, you network, you attend workshops, everything, and you also do your own presentation. You showcase your research, a case report that you found in your hospital or your practice and was interesting, a literature review or meta-analysis that you conducted. The second mode, let's say, the thing that is getting more and more popular today is online participation. It existed before because going to a conference, especially if you're a passive participant and you don't have to present something, costs. It costs in money and in time. It is always easier to sit in your computer, like here, and listen to some presentations. This is the free listener mode. Some conferences like BIMCO offer this before the coronavirus. And it has to do with attending lectures, either keynote lectures or presentations from fellow students, and getting a certificate of participation in this manner in the end. And there is also a more active manner of engaging online in conferences. This is online participation. It has to do with doing a presentation just like here, publishing it in the proceedings of the conference and receiving a certificate while having also the chance to attend the lectures of other speakers in this conference. And the last thing that is a mixed genre between online and passive is abstracts publication. Anything today, and actually this is intertemporal, what is written stays and what is spoken lives. This means that we need to have some documentation of what is happening in a conference. This documentation comes through proceedings. Proceedings means that you collect all the abstracts or all the full papers that were presented in the conference and you present them as an abstract book. So you can have people who are not able to attend the conference. However, they submit their work in the form of an abstract or a full report and it gets published. This is also a possibility of participation. But now let's suppose that you are attending this conference and let's see what are you doing after you have chosen the conference that is more suitable for your background, the days of your availability and so on. You will need to visit the website of the conference. In the website, you can check out the scientific program and the useful information. Scientific program includes information. In this manner, you are able to see what kind of presentations and what kind of publications they had in this conference. This can be a very useful guide. The useful information is what you should visit right after that. Useful information contains information about fees and payments, because we are all students or we are young professionals, we can't afford paying a very expensive scientific meeting, let alone that you have usual to pay the cost of transportation to the place where the conference is taking place. You have also to think about accommodation. To what place are you going? What accommodation options you have there? And when it comes to the most scientific part of the conference, you have to get information about how to make your abstract. What is an abstract? An abstract is a very short report, about 200 or 300 words, that describes your research. What are you going to present there? And the organizing committee of the conference is receiving this. They are examining this, and if this is okay with the standards of their conference, they will give you acceptance and you will have the chance to present your research as an active participant in the conference. And when it comes to writing an abstract, which is the essence of this presentation, you have to keep in mind who is submitting the abstract, the categories of abstract, and the structure that you will have in your abstract. Who is submitting? You, a student or a young researcher, along with a mentor of supervisor. This is what is happening usually. Now, your mentor can be an academic, he can be a practicing physician that we are working with, or he can also be a person from an NGO you're working with. Depending on the context of the conference, the roles of mentors and supervisors can change. A second very important thing is what kind of abstracts are you going to be able to submit. Usually most conferences accept original research, either clinical research or basic lab research, case reports. It means that you present a patient with an interesting history, or literature reviews. Now, because literature review is something not really interactive as a clinical study or a case report is, sometimes conferences require only meta-analysis. Meta-analysis, as you may know, is a more complicated form of systematic revision of the literature through statistic methodology. You will be able to find information about what kind of presentations a conference accepts in the website of the conference. But usually, the types of abstracts that you are expected to submit are either about original research, or case reports, or literature review. And last but not least, we have the structure or the anatomy of the abstracts. When you have to present something in a concise manner, the structure matters a lot. There are two main structures. The most accepted one is the IMRAD. IMRAD stands for Introduction, Methods, Research, and Discussion. A variant of this is the case report style of presentation. When you have to present a patient, you can't really describe your materials and methods, for example. But rather than this, you prefer to introduce the case and the conditions that the patient have, go through the case presentation and give a lot of information about this, and include the small discussion in the end. I will show you how to do this in detail in the next slide. This is the anatomy of an abstract. It always starts with a title. If I have to review a lot of abstracts, the title is the first thing I will see, and it will catch my attention, and it will make me think positively or negatively of this abstract. So your title is very important. It should give in a concise manner all the details of your study, and if possible, it should also catch the attention. Under the title, you usually have the names. This is something very important. One work is signed by someone and is conducted in a place. So you have to state your name and affiliation. Who are you and where do you study? Where did you conduct this work? And after that, we have the abstract per se. Here you will see the IMRAD structure. We start with an introduction in which we explain the general background, and then we conclude explaining why our approach is important and is not well known in the literature. So let's think that we are presenting something about the coronavirus. We can give in the introduction a background that the coronavirus is a new virus that has emerged then and has this rate of mortality and this rate of morbidity, but we need to state why our study is important. If our study is coronavirus and cancer, for example, we will have to state in the end that although there are a lot of data coming from all over the world about the coronavirus, there is a scarcity of data when it comes to coronavirus and cancer. So our presentation has to do with coronavirus and cancer. After that, you will move to the methods. Depending on the type of your study, the method section is different. When you have a literature review, it usually goes like we searched in PubMed and Google Scholar. You state the databases you used. We used these keywords. We included articles with this criteria, or we excluded articles with the other criteria. This is very important because the methods is not a typical thing. The methods guarantee that your study can be repeated. If I read an abstract and I do exactly what is stated in the method, I will find the same results. And this is why research is important. It is important to discover something new, but it is also important to make sure that what you discovered can be confirmed. Probably you all know the key hypothesis of homeopathy, this study that actually supports that a specific chemical structure can be maintained in the water when the molecule is not present anymore. This study was published. There was a method section, but anybody who tried to repeat this study with exactly the same method failed to do so. And if you can't repeat a study and get the same results, and there is not a good reason for this, probably this is not a good study. So always pay attention to methods. When it comes to original research, clinical or basic research, the type of methods you use is different. It depends on your project, on your statistics methodology, on the population of your study, on the population of the laboratory animals you use, and so on. And this should also be described in detail in order to allow anybody who wants to repeat the study to be able to do so. So a study has methods, and these methods lead to results. The results must be very concise and very detailed. you have to give all the important numbers, all the important parameters, but this is all. You cannot comment on them. We found that 10 patients with coronavirus out of 1,000 had cancer. We found that 3 of them were male and 7 of them were female. This is all that you can state. You need to state the facts in the results section. And after that, you move to discussion. In discussion, you are free to comment. So you will say that we found 10 people out of 1,000. This was 1% incidence of cancer in coronavirus infection. But probably this is not accurate because our sample was small, or because our sample had a known history of cancer and it was not a randomized selection of individuals. But in the discussion, you have to present the pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages of the study, discuss the accuracy of your results, and last but not least, recommend what can be done in the future. Like, we studied this, but in the future, our group or somebody else who is doing the same research can focus on this. So if we have conducted this study about coronavirus and cancer, after commenting on our results, we could recommend that in the future, somebody should focus on breast cancer and coronavirus, for example, or respiratory cancer and coronavirus. Conclusions usually go with a discussion. It's more or less the same, but you will go through the instructions that any conference gives you. And if they ask for a separate conclusion section, you will provide it stating in a bullet manner, in very concise and short way, the highlights of your research and your results. In some cases, you don't have to give references when it comes to an abstract, because the point of an abstract is providing something really brief. If you put references and everything there, it won't be brief anymore. And acknowledgements have to do with the people who are not authors of your study, but have contributed in various ways in the conduction of the study. So you have written the abstract, you are ready, and you need to submit it. Pay attention to the deadline. In many cases, the deadline is extended, but you should not miss it. Pay attention to the accuracy of your data. You will have to present what you state in your abstract in the conference. So you can't have an incidence of 1% now and an incidence of 5% in the conference. This will be against you when it comes to the jury that will read your abstract and will see different data in your presentation. And last but not least, be very careful with legitimacy. When you have a study with patients, you should have all the consent forms available if you are asked. And when it comes to a laboratory study, you should also have received the ethical committee approval from your institution before presenting it in a meeting. This is very important, and this guarantees the legitimacy of your scientific work. So we're almost done, but I will need to urge your attention on one specific thing. It comes that sometimes you will receive emails inviting you in a conference and addressing you as honorable or eminent professor or researcher or doctor. They will be requesting for you to pay an unreasonable registration fee, but your abstract will be accepted for sure. And you will be even invited to give a keynote speech there as an eminent specialist in a field that you are not really specialists. These emails are indeed addressed to you. It is not a mistake. And they address you like this on purpose because they would like to take money from you. In most cases, this is called predatory conferences. These are conferences that are not affiliated or endorsed by official academic institutions or legitimate scientific associations. And this is a trap that happens very often in research nowadays. And it is also a source of shame for many researchers all over the world. So please be very alert with the quality of the scientific meetings you decide to participate. As you advance in science, you will always be like Odysseus in the myth with the sirens. You will have a lot of sirens from here and there asking you to come and present, to honor yourself and so on. It is very important to keep the standards of science high, concentrate on your work, give time, and the results that you need and the results that will have a positive impact of the life of the scientific community and of other people will come this way. Keep an eye on this. And with this last quote, I would like to thank you for your attention. There is a very well-known poem from a Greek poet called Kavafi, it's Ithaca. And it says that when you set up on your journey to Ithaca, pray that the road is long, full of adventure, full of knowledge. This is, and this can be and should be, the road of conferences and scientific meetings for you. After me, Anastasia Hoyan from Ukraine will present how to organize a conference, because we have the people who want to participate and we also have the people who are preparing this and allow to these people to participate. But before this, we have time for a couple of questions. After a couple of questions, I will give the floor to Anastasia, and after that, you will be able to ask herself as well. So if anybody has, raise your hands, we can get to questions now.
Well, I'll start things off, if you don't mind. I'll just comment. I mean, it's obvious that this is going to get more and more important for a medical student. So I think you should become pretty adept at handling this type of platform, because you're going to see more of it. And this coronavirus is going to bring attention to this type of education, which a lot of people haven't really used, but I think you're going to see more of it, a lot more of it in the future. It's the interactivity, Christos. You know, it's going back and forth. It's not just the video; it's the interactivity, which is valuable, and you're going to see that because I do a lot in neurosurgery, and we have a lot of interactivity between residents and from different countries, and they watch videos together. They comment on certain approaches. There's a lot to be done online. So let's everybody participate. Wake up.
Okay, you may want to think of your questions and we can move to the second presentation.
Okay.
Yes.
The floor goes to Anastasia now. She will introduce you how to organize a conference, and she is the most suitable person to do so.
Yes, so good evening, everyone. I'm very thankful to everybody who is now here, and I'm very thankful to Christos Tsagalis, who actually invited me to be a speaker today. And I'm going to talk about organizing a conference from zero to hero, or how to put together an appealing scientific event. But first of all, before starting everything in your life, you have to answer just three main questions. What are you going to do? How are you going to manage it? And why are you actually planning to do that? I'm a deputy chairman of the organizing committee of Bukovinian International Medical Congress. So in my case, what is BIMCO? A few words about BIMCO. Just 5 years ago, when I started my career in organizing committee, we was not a very big conference. We had only 800 participants from 12 countries. But now in 2020, we have 2.5 thousand participants from 50 countries. So this is really a huge amount of participants, and we are extremely proud and happy to conclude that. Actually, how we managed to do that? The organizing committee consists of about 20 people as a core of their organizing committee, and about 100 people who are just volunteers, and they help us to organize everything during the 4 days of the Congress. All the organizing committee is divided into 5 main departments. So let's talk about them. PR Ukraine department. They are in charge of our call center for Ukrainian participants, and actually they call everyone before the conference and ask about the time of arrival, about accommodation, and about any stuff. They provide our participants with all the necessary information before the conference, during the conference, and after that. During the first day, they are in charge of checking for our participants. They know everything about wishes of our participants, and actually they know about everything about statistics. And this process continued till the closing ceremony, and they are also in charge of the main part of the closing ceremony, the ceremony of giving awards. The next department is PR International Department. And as you understand, they are doing something the same, but with the participants from abroad. Actually, their work starts much earlier. First of all, we have to find partners of our conference and conclude a partnership with them. This year, we have about 30 partners from different countries. And actually, what is the aim of having partners? They share the information about us, we share information about them, and also the partnership agreement require participation of someone from organizing committee in our conference for free. So it may be like a small benefit of being in the organizing committee of BIMCO. Also, they provide an ambassador program. Ambassador program of BIMCO started 3 years ago, and maybe that is the key of our success and the key to find a lot of participants from abroad. Everything started from just an announcement on social media, and after that there was an hours of conversations with our potential ambassadors. And finally, we consider their applications and receive the list of our ambassadors. The further contact with ambassadors is providing in the social media like WhatsApp or Facebook group. After that, as a result of our hard work, we receive a lot of participants, and PR International Department connect with them through our email, and of course a call center for international participants. So they also provide all the participants with all the necessary information, and I bet you are not going to have any short question after having one conversation with our call center. SMM and informational department. I think you can understand that they are in charge of our Instagram and Facebook page. Every picture, every information which is published here is written by them, and they are looking for the most interesting information in order to invite everyone to take part and to register for BIMCO. Also, the main thing maybe is that they are receiving a feedback from our participants, and then this feedback is positive, we are very pleased and happy, and if this feedback is negative, we always take the problem. Also, do you hear me clearly? Because I think that I have not. Is everything okay?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Hello. Do
are
you
you okay?
hear me? Because
Yeah,
I
yes.
see that my connection is, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, Yeah, okay. So if you would like to check the work of our SMM department, you can just use these QR codes and see our Facebook and Instagram page. Also, social department. As you understand, they are in charge of our social program, which includes excursions, a city tour, and of course, amazing gala dinner. Also, we meet all the participants. Yes, every participant meets the organizing committee on a railway station or in the airport, and we follow our participant to the place of the registration or to their accommodation, which is also provided by the social department. And of course, the most important part of scientific part of any conference is workshops, which is also provided by this department. So as you can understand, these guys are working really hard during the 4 days of the conference. And the last but not the least, the IT and development department, they provide an IT support. They provide our registrational website, registration.beam.co.ua, which allows in an easiest way to send your abstracts and to receive a result. Also, it is our website beam.co.ua, which consists all the necessary information for all the participants about BIMCO, about participation, about the program, about fees and payment, and about anything else. Also, they are looking for our media partners, and we are especially honored to have Novel Math, Lecturia, and Ambus as our special partners this year. And this year, we also planned to represent an innovation, the BIMCO application, mobile application, BIMCO Mobile, but due to the rapid spread of coronavirus, we changed the format of our Congress, and now it is an online Congress. So we are going to represent BIMCO Mobile next year. So that is a short story how we organize BIMCO, but I think that that is not just a story of BIMCO, that is a universal guideline for any medical conference. But we answered only 2 questions, what and how. We didn't talk about why. So what benefits are you going to get from organizing a medical event? Stress resistance. Yes, sometimes I can swear that organizing an international medical event is the fastest and the greatest way to receive this important skill. Also, teamwork. I think no one can deny that in modern world, especially for a medical practitioner, it is very important to work with another people as a team. And when you're a part of organizing committee, which consists of approximately 100 people, you know how to manage to work with anyone. Also, of course, communication. And you can say that you are going to communicate with the other participants, even if you are a participant as well. But trust me, you are not going to meet everyone during the 4 days of the conference. And when you are organizing committee, you communicate approximately with everyone, and you can conduct really lifelong friendship or just a very important contact during the conference. And 3 maybe most important things, and maybe that is the reason I am doing that, that is self-realization, self-discipline, and self-improvement. Because I know that I am improving myself during BIMCO is improving, and during BIMCO is growing up, I'm growing up as well. And the priceless feeling is the feeling of success in the last day of the conference when you see your personal result and the result of your teammates, and you can really be very satisfied and happy. And nowadays world is full of opportunities, but you have to always remember that the number of external opportunities is directly proportional to your inner motivation. And also, as it is said by Steve Jobs, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. So I wish everyone to dream bigger, to aim higher, and to love everything that you are doing. And this is the way to be successful. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your very insightful presentation, Anastasia. As an ambassador of BIMCO, I have also learned a lot in terms of organizing and in terms of teamwork and collaborating in an international level. And now the floor is open to questions. We can get a couple of questions if you have about organizing anything from an actual question about the conference you're organizing, or a hypothetical question in case you want to join the organizing committee of an event. So don't be shy.
Hello,
Yes.
I'm Maria. I wanted to ask how difficult was it to take the initiative to start a new conference and on a scale of international scale?
Well, thank you for attention. Actually, each year we was aiming some new level. So it was not just from the beginning the aim to have an international conference. We just did our best at that moment, and we had first like 20 countries, after that 12 after that 20 countries, after that 25 countries, and after that 32 countries, and now 50 countries. And I cannot even imagine what is going to be next year, but I can say that our organizing committee will do our best to grow and continue our work.
Thank you very much.
I also have a question.
Yes.
Thank you for your lecture. It was really helpful. My question is about the PR team. For example, the person who organizes the ambassadors program is the same person that interferes with the designing of the eye-catching logos and.
No. Of course, no. So we have like a very direct aims for all departments, and all the stuff like web design or like graphic design is made by our IT and development design department, because they know how to do that. And of course, people who are communicating with our participants from abroad, these people have a high level of English language, for example. They love to communicate with people, but they do not know actually how to make pictures on Adobe Illustrator or something like that. So that is different people, but we work together within one aim.
Yes, I understand. Thank you very much. And another question. How can we approach the guest lecturers? Not the national doctors or physicians, but the most international ones.
Okay, I understand your question. Thank you. So, well, 2 years ago, for the first time, we invited a lecturer from London, Dr. Zulfikar Mirza. Maybe will probably know him. I know. So we also was worrying about that question, but all you have to do is just to start communicate with them. We just send an email, and to be honest, that was me who sent an email. And to be honest, I was not expecting something like a positive answer. I was just trying. But after that, he wanted just to have a talk with me. We had a conversation, and it was not one conversation. Maybe we was talking for a month. And after that, he just said, okay, I trust you. I will come to Ukraine and conduct a lecture for your participants. So you have to just believe in yourself and try. Maybe you will have one negative answer and after that positive, or a few negative answers and after that positive, but you will finally reach what you are aiming and dreaming about. So that's the point.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I have a question, Anastasia. Thank you very much. Excellent. Let me just give you my input into running these conferences online. By nature, every conference is international because it goes on the internet. And guess what? The internet goes everywhere in the world. So essentially, this conference we're having right now, it's just a question of letting people know how to access it. So everything's international. And as far as getting speakers, in my experience, because I put together neurosurgery conferences and other conferences online, is that don't expect everyone to embrace this technology because it's different. It's kind of new to a lot of people. I find that I have to approach 5 speakers before I get one, even to listen to me, even to, to see the idea. And when I do get that person, I usually send them examples of prior conferences. Like Anastasia, you could send this as evidence that you can put on an international conference talk. So, and people will begin to save their video resume. For example, when you present at conferences, you're actually contributing to medical education. And soon it will be rewarded with continuing educational credits and certificates. But of course, there's a way that they judge that. They have to, the committee that issues the certificate has to determine if it's good medical quality stuff. They can't just have anyone just give certificates out. But anyways, now that's my experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you all for your questions now. Thank you once more, Anastasia, for your lecture. And we can move on to the next presentation. This presentation comes from a person who has participated in some amazing conferences like the simulation of the United Nations, of the International Students Conference in Groningen, Netherlands. He is Asim from Pakistan, and we will be very glad to listen to him. Asim, the floor is yours.
You all set there, Asim? Okay.
Hello, Bennett. How are you?
Okay.
Yeah, it's all set.
Yes, please.
Christos, can you confirm, Christos, is my presentation screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
at the bottom,
going
there's an option in PowerPoint. At the bottom of the screen at PowerPoint, there's a couple of options there that you can enlarge the screen or whatever.
You can go to present mode.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, hello everyone. My name is Mohammad Asim Masoom Zubair. I'm president of IUB Science Society, also founder of Disease Control and Research Center. I'm former ambassador of the Youth Assembly at the United Nations and visiting research fellow at the UMCG Netherlands. Christos is one of my dear friend from Greece. First of all, I would like to thank John Bennett for providing this platform. You know, at the moment when we are having coronavirus all over the world, so there's a great discussion ongoing everywhere regarding the online lectures. And I think by using this platform, we are going to aware more the people regarding these online lectures and these kind of platforms. So also I would like to thank Association of Medical Students in Bulgaria for inviting me for the lecture, and Christos for playing the meditator role between both of us. And then I'm moving to the part which I have been given today to speak. Well, I will be talking medical education, how to take a step beyond university. Taking this opportunity, first of all, I would like to discuss a few things about the coronavirus, or you can say like an awareness opportunity for all the attendees. So there are few like points which we should have in our mind regarding coronavirus. You know, at the moment there are many attendees from Pakistan who are joining this live webinar, and from all over the world. I would like to make you all aware that avoid close contact with the people who are sick at the moment. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. That is most important. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. Stay home when you are sick, and expect to get medical care. If you're feeling that you are sick, then go to the medical hospital or the quarantine centers that has been facilitated by your government. Wash your hands often with soap and wash for at least 20 seconds. Also, there's a use of sanitizers at the moment. Use sanitizer before eating anything or taking anything inside. So, participating in a conference, the struggle is real, or how to get the most out of a conference. I will not be like presenting in a lot of slides because I was busy a lot during the whole week because I'm working as a president of IUB Science Society in our awareness project on coronavirus. So I have made a few points that I'm going to discuss with you. So first of all, what the experts say about attending a conference, or to how to get most out of the conference. You know, most of the people all over the world, what I have witnessed so far, they are mostly shy to attend such kind of conference or events. They don't have that much confidence in them. So to take this opportunity, I would like to say, first, if you want to attend anything, first you have to take that shyness away from you. Conferences are very much important. You have to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset according to the world of today's era. The today era is it's like a network. If you want to connect to different people, you have to network, and the conference is like a brilliant opportunity for you to network with most of the people around the world. What are the benefits of attending a conference? There are several benefits of attending a scientific conference or a usual conference, or even you can say a meeting or a business kind of conference. When you are in your own country or in your own university, you are having different kind of opportunities available to you. But when you go outside and visit different people of the world, that broaden your knowledge, that broaden several kind of things from you. Uh, these kind of stuff usually opens up to you, and then you get a lot out of you. A short packing list for the conference, which you might not think of. Whenever you are going to visit a conference, you have to pack a few of the stuff that include all your bag, your books. You should have a book with you, which you are going to give it to speaker to sign on it if you are a fan of any speaker, or if you are going to visit a Nobel Prize winner. So you have a good packing list with you. You should have warm clothes with you if you're going to attend a conference which is in some kind of a cold weather. What are the most important conference tips today I'm going to give you? The first one is figure out what you want to get out of the event. Usually, most of the students apply for the conference, what I've seen so far, but they are not aware that what they want to usually get out of that particular event. So whenever you see there's a conference, for example, my colleague Anastasia is here. So if you're going to attend a BIMCO conference, so you should first go and check all of its information available on the website, and accordingly then figure out what you want to get from it. Then figure out what you want to meet before the event. There are several speakers in every kind of conference, there are some Nobel Prize winners, there are some plenary sessions out there in which you meet several kind of speakers from all over the world. So you have to figure it out first, which speaker you are going to meet, or which kind of person you are going to meet at the event. Connect through pre-event social. Pre-event social is much kind of an online platform. You can connect it via Facebook, via Twitter, or via social media pages, different social media pages, from where you can get information that there are some kind of activities going around the conference area, and you can check it out and register for that. Before the conference, you should sleep, and that's a very serious point. Uh, once I was in New York, one thing happened to me, because there is a difference in the time frame of Pakistan and the United States. It's nearly from 10 to 12 hours. And when I reached New York, so I was feeling very much uncomfortable due to lack of sleep and the change in time pattern. So whenever you want to attend a conference, reach the city or the country a couple of days before, and get a serious kind of sleep, because sleep is important. If you are going to sleep, then you are going to enjoy a lot from that conference. Manage your diet. Diet is important. Sometimes when we visit internationally in different countries, there is a change of diet, so you have to manage it accordingly. Bring your stuff with you when you're visiting any other place which you are not habited. Stay at the conference hotel. You should stay at the conference hotel, because if you are going to somewhere outside, so you are going to miss many of the stuff, or even you are going to miss the conference as well, because you are not familiar with the new place or the new city. So first attend the conference, and then later go for some kind of a vacation or picnic or stuff. Set up an event outside the conference. When I was in New York, I met with few of the people before the event. What I did, I made a WhatsApp group, and I contacted all of my newly friends, and I set up a gathering outside the conference, and we hang out in the whole city together, and that's how we got familiar with one another regarding many about their interests, about their research interest, and it was like a healthy network opportunity. Review the agenda and pick session in advance. Well, this is very important to discuss. As you know, every conference has a different kind of agenda and different kind of sessions out there. So you have to review the agenda before the conference. What I've seen, like the students who usually attend the conference, they are not familiar with the program or with the sessions. So at that moment they start panicking. They got panic, and they miss many of the important sessions. So before you are going to any conference, there are usually conferences having apps. Like if I talk about the ISCOM, they have a Android app. You can install that app in advance, and it will elaborate you and explain you every particular kind of session they have. They have different master classes out there, and then you can pick if you want to attend a master class 1 or you are going to attend a master class 2. You have to pick that in advance. So this one is most important. You have to review the agenda and pick session in advance. Watch videos of the speakers. Well, like if a person like me, I'm going to attend any kind of a conference, I will watch video of the speakers. I will get familiar with the interests of speakers, or regarding what they are doing in the field of research, what they are doing in the field of the prizes they won for the progress they made. So I would recommend all of you to watch the videos. before going to any particular event. Check out a map of the conference space. Well, there is always a map of the conference that is provided by the organizing committee. Check out the map that's provided to you via email. Check out, set your out of office reply. That's important thing. Usually when you go to any conference, you receive a lot of mails, and because you are busy in several kind of sessions, so you couldn't reply most of the emails. So when you are out of our office, like for attending any kind of a conference, set your out of office reply in your email in advance. Make sure you have a way to collect contact information. Well, that's an important. Keep a diary with you. When you are going to attend any conference, keep a diary with you. You are going to have a lot of opportunities in the conference. You have an opportunity to meet even the Nobel Prize winners. So even if you get interacted with them, so maybe you have a chance to collect their contact information. Like if you are master students and you are going to attend a conference, when you will go out there and meet with any speaker, so you can even discuss with him the PhD opportunities in the particular university. So you should have the ways to collect the information. Follow up after the conference. Follow up after the conference is important, because when you keep a follow up, so it will keep you updated. It will keep you updated with all the post event happening. So next point is follow up at the conference. Follow up at the conference is very easy. You can have your business card with you, and you can share with a lot of participants and even with the speakers if you are have a bit of confidence in that. The next important point is take pictures with other attendees for easy social media content. Whenever I attend a conference, there are so many participants out there, so you couldn't remember everyone. It's not easy to remember everyone. So take pictures with other attendees and share it on social media from time to time, so you get more familiar with them, and you develop a good network. Take detailed notes on each speaker. You should take notes on each speaker. Even it's a funny thing if I say that, because when you are going back to your university, most of the professors or supervisors in the university are going to ask you what you have achieved from that particular conference. So you should have detailed notes on each speaker, so you can review them for your own need. Prepare some simple conversation starters. A lot of students or my juniors colleague, what I've seen so far, they usually shy or afraid for starting a simple conversation. They couldn't even talk. Like if anyone is going to meet Christos at Greece in some kind of conference, so most of them will shy in starting a conversation. Like they will say, "Oh, I saw Christos in a webinar, but how can I talk to him? In what manner?" So you should have some kind of a conversation starter, like, "Hello, how are you? I saw you in a webinar. You were a speaker there." So then, then the Christos might think of continuing that conversation, because he will be like, "Oh, yes, you were present there. Okay, then." So that's a way to start a simple conversation. Use the conference hashtag. Hashtags are very important whenever you visit a conference. So they have a trending hashtag, like I shall, we will. These are kind of a starters, or we will achieve together. These kind of hashtags every conference have at particular events. So whenever you visit a conference, keep an eye on the conference hashtag they are using, and later you can use that conference hashtag to even participate or even to highlight what you attained at that conference. Eat lunch with people. That's important. Most of the conferences have networking tea, networking lunches. So have networking tea with them, networking lunches with them. So that's how you will network more. Get to know the organizers. That's very important. Like if I'm going to attend an event, like if I'm going to attend a BIMCO conference, so I will try to have an interaction with the anesthesia before the event. So when I will reach that conference, so if I will be needing any kind of help, I will be familiar with the organizer. So get to know the organizer is a very important thing. Now I'm going to give you a few examples with my pictures that I have attended so far. This one is from ICECOMS in 2017. So whenever you want to attend a conference, if you are a researcher, I would suggest you to submit your paper, submit your research work, get your abstract accepted. Christos elaborated very brilliantly, like how to get your abstract accepted in any kind of a conference. So follow that, and then later on, you will get a brilliant kind of opportunity to present among the international audience. So this one was a poster presentation, and this one is oral presentation that I have been giving. This is an example of a networking opportunity that you get during the conference. So this one is from Roosevelt Hotel in New York, when I was there to attend the Youth Assembly at the United Nations. So that's how you can sit together and network with the other participants from all over the globe. Each of these pictures have a different kind of a message. These ones elaborate that eating together is a good thing when you are going to attend any event outside your country, because you get familiar and network with many people. All people are sitting here. Someone is from Spain, one is from Mexico. Now I'm familiar with all of them, and all of them are connected with me on social media. Another example. So, as I told you, whenever you visit a conference, you should get familiar with the speakers. This one is an ambassador of Mongolia at the United Nations. I got familiar with his profile. So I studied him. I watched few of his interviews, and then when I was there at the assembly, I went and I talked to him, and we had a good discussion. Now I'm connected with him. He shared his business card with me, and that's the opportunity you get. That's also a similar kind of an example. Another important thing, how to get most out of a conference. Whenever you visit any country, beside all the research stuff, beside all your presentations, attending the conference, you should give time to yourself as well at the end. But I will say at the end, no, at the start, no, get like going outside like you're coming for some kind of a vacation. First attend the event and the conference, and later after that conference, go and attend different festivals in that particular country, or eat their food and enjoy. So there's a quote: the most important lesson is that the research itself provides an important long-run perspective on the issue that we face on a day-to-day basis. That is, this quote is especially dedicated to the current COVID-19 outbreak. So if we are going to work together, if we are going to have a perspective on any kind of issue we face day-to-day basis, the important thing that you will need at the end is research. So if you're going to attend a conference, research will be related to that. If you're a medical student or any science student, so be ready for that. So if you have any particular event in your country, I would recommend you go and register for that event, attend it. If it's related to your interest, it will boost you, it will give you a lot of different future opportunities, like a future PhD, or some kind of a networking opportunity, or even a job. So my closing message will be: the conferences are very important in anyone's life, because it gives us a great opportunity to network. Thank you very much again. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask. And one more thing I would like to bit apologize. I'm a bit sick, not in the quarantine or kind of a flu, but having some kind of you can say digestion problem, and having a fever due to that. So that's why I was speaking in some kind of an observed manner, I felt, and I couldn't prepare my presentation well, as I should, or as I do in the past. So if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask.
Well, Asim, if you're presenting like this when you are diseased, I may not imagine how you present when you're fine. Thank you very much for this presentation. And now the floor is open for questions to you. So anybody who has any question about how to participate in a brilliant manner in a conference, this is your chance to ask.
Okay, let me start it off, Christos. Excellent, Mohammed. And I'd like to stress, I mean, people go to conferences, not only in medicine and anything, for networking and knowledge. And I can't stress the networking part, because you guys are young in your career. You're going to have a career, a long career. And one of the things that you're going to be building up is relationships with people of like interests. And I've seen it with these conferences. Neurosurgical residents are meeting attendings all over the world. And that's how you're going to get jobs. A lot of you are going to get jobs because of people you know in the medical industry, in your specialty. People you met at a conference, people you maintained a relationship with because you have something in common. So I'm glad you brought that up, Mohammed. That's important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. If you guys have any question regarding the tips or any kind of stuff, so for getting most out of the conference, you are welcome to ask.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There is a question, actually.
Go ahead.
I would like to ask if you have any situation, if you had exactly any situation when the participants or your colleagues at the conference didn't want to get a contact with you, and how to act in this situation like that.
So it's like if anyone want to have a contact with you, you can't force anyone to have networking. You will meet a lot of people there in the conference. There will be like nearly 400 to 500 participants there. If anyone of your friend or you want to have a network with anyone, go and simply have a conversation starter with him or her, the way I described before, and that's how you can have a touch with them. Simple as that.
You know, I'd like to introduce Simon Down. Simon, are you still there? He's been running these conferences. Do you have any feedback for Asim? I'm sorry, Asim, I called you Mohammed before. I'm sorry. Do you have any questions or comments, Simon? Are you still there? He's a medical student from Chicago. He may have stepped away. I'm sorry. Okay, the floor is open for more comments or questions. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. As I already told you, you are not going to get opportunities like this every day. So don't be shy. Ask any question you want. Be confident, and you're going to rock soon.
Yeah, be proud of yourself. I mean, you guys work hard in medical school, and you're approaching doctors that feel the same way as you. They were young, and they remember what it was like being unsure, not to talk to important people. They're from the same world, and they like it when they have people that are interested in what they're doing. They like it, and they're welcome to hear your talk, welcome to meet you. So don't be shy when it comes to interacting. Take a risk, and it won't be hard. They know what it's like. Simon, are you there still, Simon? Could you, I'd like you to hear Simon. He's done a lot of these conferences. Perhaps not. Are you there, Simon? Perhaps he stepped away. As he's supposed to be.
I would like to add something here, Bennett.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, go ahead.
You know, what's the most...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what I've seen so far, you know, a lot of confidence has been developed in me from last 3 to 4 years due to the experience of attending these kind of conference, these kind of events. You know, when you go to any particular event, like when I went to United Nations Youth Assembly, I met the ambassadors there. I met with different kind of people. When I came back, I was invited by the, you know, by the governors of my country and by the, you can say the corporate officers out there. So, you know, when you go to meet different kind of people, it will develop a confidence in you. And now I can say I can even talk to my prime minister without having any kind of hesitation, you know. And most of our students are shy of even starting a conversation with a similar colleague in the other university. So I would highly recommend them to attend such kind of events. They will give you research opportunities, study opportunities, job opportunities, and most important is the confidence and the network. You will develop a great network. You know, I am in connection with the Christos, I'm in connection with the Anastasia due to these kind of conversation starters, these kind of conferences. So that's a great opportunity. So that's I wanted to add.
Thank you. Now Simon is back. Okay, Simon, could you introduce yourself and weigh in on the issue, please?
Hi, thank you very much. My name is Simon Downs. I'm a medical student. I'm in Chicago. I'm interested in neurosurgery. I'd like to echo what Asim was saying, and that coming to the conferences will allow you to actually meet the people. And it's the same as meeting them in real life. And I have met neurosurgeons through this network, and then seeing them in the academic conferences, and they recognize me. So it's certainly worth our time to participate. Thank you, everybody, for your presentations today.
Thanks, Simon. Lara, do you have anything to say about the issue? Go ahead, don't be shy. Go ahead, Lara.
I would also like to
unmute yourself. Oh, go ahead. Whoever wants to, go ahead.
Well, I don't have some questions, but it was really fruitful, the whole presentation from all of you. But I would like also to point out that whoever is shy or not comfortable in speaking in front of many people, they can also write in the chat if they have any questions, and you can answer them. That's all.
Yes, okay.
If not,
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Yeah. Even if anyone is still shy after my lecture, you can write in the comment section.
No, you don't seem like you're sick. You did a great job. You don't seem like you're sick.
You know, I'm here to motivate you all.
Well, you can feel it. You know, you can feel it. And that's why I like the video, is because you can see people. I'm sorry, let me mute. I guess that's one thing I've got to do is. Okay, Lara, you're going to say something? Go ahead.
Something
Go ahead,
is going
Laura,
on
go ahead.
Something is going on with
Yeah,
Sasim.
let me,
He's
I got
shouting
a couple
so
people.
hard.
Hold on. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
thank
Go ahead.
you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys because I'm very appreciated because I'm so bored right now at home, and I'm really appreciated to you guys that you make so amazing workshop for all of us today. So amazing lectures to you, Anastasia, to you, Christus, and to you, Sim. Thank you to all of you guys. And Asim, I want to ask you one question to you because you remember about the ISCOM's conference, and I really want to attend this conference. And can you say to me, can I attend it as a young doctor because I finish an internship in this year and I become a doctor? So can I take a part of this conference as a young doctor? And if it's not a problem, can you please explain me all this stuff about the ISCOM conference and the participation fees, something like?
Okay, you know, in the spirit of networking, I'd like to go around the panel and everyone introduce themselves and what they're doing. If you want, you don't have to, but if you want to introduce yourself, let's just go around because this is on tape and you'll have evidence that you participated in this event. Hello, Maria. Could you please introduce yourself? Maria Sinaki. Go ahead, Maria.
I had a break before. Sorry.
That's okay.
And I want to ask about the content of his speech, of the previous speaker.
Do you mean you want to know who is going to speak? Do you want to see the schedule before?
Oh, no.
No. Does anybody know what? Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Yes, because it's my first time to.
That's okay. That's okay.
Martin.
Everyone's just learning this. That's okay. So where are you from? Are you a medical student?
I am from Crete, in Greece.
You're a medical student?
Biology.
Oh, welcome. Welcome. Let's go to the next person, Angelique. I don't know. Can you introduce yourself again and what your role is, please?
Me? Yes, of course. I'm Angelica, as you say. I'm from Greece. I study in Bulgaria, and I work for the Association of Medical Students in Bulgaria at the field of medical education. And
Okay.
thank you very much for today.
Yeah, very good. We're just going to introduce everybody. Just say your
Good.
name and where you're from. Loy, please introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm Loy Shweki. I am 4th-year medical student from Palestine.
Okay, welcome. Lolita?
Hi, Lolita from Ukraine. I'm an intern of internal medicine. Thank you for all this cool information. It was really helpful.
Welcome, Lolita. Abita? Am I getting that name right? Abiha Sahar? Well, perhaps she may have stepped away. We met Simon, and we met Anastasia. Let's see, Miltiadis, are you there? Perhaps. Okay, you don't have to introduce yourself if you don't want to. Theodora, are you there? You want to introduce yourself?
I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Theodora, and I'm also a medical student from the University of Larsa. I'm really, really happy to be here. Actually, that was an invitation from Christos. And I'm really, really happy that I was he sent me this invitation and I was able to attend this webcast.
Okay, very good. Welcome. Karat ul Ain, could you please introduce yourself? I don't know if I, go ahead, Karat. As you can see, we're production values. We're just getting to know this. Now, Maria Gexau, Maria, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, I'm Maria Gesso. I'm a third-year medical student from Greece, studying in Bulgaria, Sofia.
Welcome.
Thank you for this opportunity that you gave us to attend this seminar, because in these days that we stay home,
I know.
the university, we can't attend different conferences that were planned for this period, and it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, we can have more. How about, okay, Jim, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Jim, I don't know the name. Could you please introduce yourself? Go ahead, Jim, are you there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Jim, perhaps not. Is Serhi Hovamayan? Servi, are you there? Go ahead, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I'm from Ukraine, also like Anastasia. I'm a former head of BIMCO committee also. Now, when I was student, actually, now I'm assistant professor of the Department of Oncology at Communion State Medical University. And thank you for your presentation, guys, and thank you for this meeting. It is very important for us now to stay in touch and to remember that medicine is our future and we need to fight all diseases in the world.
Yes, we'll get through this. Maria Leonodova. Maria, are you there? Go ahead, Maria.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm from Bulgaria, the third-year medical student, and thank you for the opportunity. It's really amazing.
Very good. Marco, are you there, Marco?
Yeah, hello.
Go ahead, Marco.
Hello, my name is Marco Toros. I was born in Chernivtsi, the same city where BIMCO takes place, and now I study classical philology in Lviv, another city in Ukraine. So thank you very much for the possibility, the opportunity to take part here in this webinar and for your useful and very nice presentations.
Very good. Akateri Balavev, is that how you say that? Ikateri?
Ekaterini. So my name is Katerina. I'm from Greece and I study medicine in Bulgaria, in Sofia. Thank you so much for this conference. It's
Okay,
relieving seeing more people.
Welcome. Well, it's good to have you here. Okay, Valeria Angelova. Angelova, is that the name? Are you there, Angelina?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm a medical student from Bulgaria. I'm second year and I'm local PR of the Association of Medical Students in Bulgaria. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys. It was amazing. And it was a relief to see really people.
Okay,
good.
Valeria, sorry for the interruption. Valeria is actually the girls that made our Facebook profile at the event, you know, the cover profile at the event. So she's the PR of our team.
Okay, but she needs a raise.
Yes, she is.
You need to pay her more money.
Yes, they do.
Yes, the great work.
I'll be your agent. Diana, is that spelled correctly? Am I saying that correctly? Or Mamuna
Yes,
Ashraf?
my name is Diana.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Go ahead. Hi,
Hello,
Diana. Go ahead.
I'm in the fourth-year medical student studying in Sofia. Thank you for the conference today.
Okay, thank you for coming. Mamuna Ashraf, please introduce yourself. Are you there, Mamuna? Let me unmute you. Perhaps you've stepped away. Go ahead. Are you there, Mamuna?
I am Mamuna. I am from Pakistan, Bahawalpur, the student of Agriculture, Soil Science, Islamia University, Bahawalpur. This is all very amazing and thank you all.
Oh, thanks for coming. Eshwa Raiz? Esha?
It's Isha. It's
Isha.
actually
Oh,
Isha.
okay. I'm sorry,
Yes.
Isha. Go ahead.
No problem at all. It's Isha Riaz from Pharmacy department. From Pharmacy, I'm a student of Pharmacy at Islamia University of Bahawalpur. I'm a third-year student, and it was very informative and it was prestigious having you all. and it was an amazing session indeed and very informative as well. Sir, I wanted to ask something from Sir Asim that how should we manage if there are two parallel sessions ongoing in the same conference at the same time? How can we manage the same sessions if we are interested in both sessions ongoing at the same time at different places? Matlab like in different locations.
Well, most conferences are recorded now, so that you could go to one conference and watch the recording of the other one. That's one simple suggestion. Anybody else have something?
Thank you so much, sir.
I think that's about it. Okay, Motion Chan, I'm going to rush through here to introduce everybody because networking is important. Moshwin Chan, are you there? Bariha Khalid, Maskur, Rafe, anyone answer to those names? Okay, well, we won't make it too big of a deal. Okay, did I get everybody? Is there anyone I missed introducing?
Yes.
Abiha Saha, we haven't met you yet. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, we
All
can hear you
right.
now.
I'm Elena. I'm from Ukraine.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Abiha Sajar from Pakistan, and I am student of pharmacy, IUB Islam University of Bahawalpur. And it was very informative and helpful for students like me who have never ever attended any type of conference, and I now know how to attend and how to talk to people because I'm very shy. So
Well, it's okay, you're doing well. Like you're just using a smartphone, right?
yes.
Yeah, you can access these conferences and you can participate effectively with just a smartphone.
Yes,
So don't,
yes.
yeah, you can,
So,
you
and
can.
thanks to all of you for inviting me for accepting my registration, and I'm very thankful to all of you.
Very good, welcome. Karat Al Ain, are you there? Karat?
Yes.
Go ahead, go ahead.
My name is Elena. I'm from Ukraine. I'm the second year medical student at the Bukovina State Medical University, also at the Faculty of Dentistry. Thank you, everyone here in this webinar. That was a very interesting discussion, and I was very inspired by your lectures, speakers. Thank you for that. And also, I want to ask Christus one question. Christus, are you here?
Yes, I believe he is.
Go on, go on.
All right. The question is about the limits, the limit of symbols in an abstract. Does the abstract has generally determined a limit of symbols? And if it really does, is it the same for any of the conference? Thank you.
Well, that's a good question and something we always encounter, but don't really think a lot about this. Usually the limit is 200 or 300 words, so it's pending from conference to conference, but generally it is about 300 words, or it is 2,500 symbols. And the purpose of this is speed of communication. If you have to assess 100 or 200 abstracts, you need something that you can read fast and take a good idea of what is it in the content. However, it happened that last year I participated in the organizing committee of a conference here in Greece, where they had the extended abstract for the proceedings. The idea behind this is that in 200 or 300 words, you don't have the chance to describe vibrant and very important new findings. So you need to take more words to explain your research and your results in order to have an impact in the scientific community that will go back to the proceedings and read them. So as a general practice, it is about 300 words or 2,500 people, but this is quite debatable nowadays. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for the answer.
Okay, is there anyone we haven't met in the panel that would like to introduce themselves?
Hi everyone, I'm Mashkur Isa from Nigeria. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right, welcome.
Well, I may add here that Maskur is the one who has one of the best pages in Facebook about finding
Exactly.
conferences.
Okay, why don't you share it? Share it now. Can you share it
And
now?
he has more experience than all of us.
Exactly, exactly.
Can you
So,
guys share that
Maskur,
Facebook page? Can you share that Facebook page now? Can you do that? Can you share, Christo, his
You know,
Facebook page?
Bennett, I would like to introduce Mashkur with all the panelists here.
Okay.
You know, Mashkur is one of my friend from nearly 4 to 5 years, and he's one of the, you can say, the pioneer among all who has the experience of attending these kind of international events. He's having online library on Facebook, in which if you want any kind of book, you can share the title of that book and Mashkur provide you that in an instant. And also Mashkur is ambassador of nearly most of the conference, and he's a great motivational kind of person.
Great. I
Over
think
to you, Mashkur.
Christos is sharing it, right? Sharing his
exactly,
web.
yes. You can find the page here. Remember ICOM's International Conferences and Opportunities for Medical Students. There's also a group under the same name. And when it comes to books, let me just find it. So Maskur is the person to address when it comes both to university work, like studying for exams, and also when it comes to participating in conferences. You can see here some examples. I'm also very happy to collaborate with him as a youth ambassador in the European Association of Cancer Leagues. He's really active and he's an admirable person.
Okay, this website is mostly for people that are interested in conferences, obviously, and books. You know what's really popular is WhatsApp. WhatsApp in neurosurgery. There's a lot of exchange of books, but I guess you deal mostly with all kind of books, right? All kind of medical books.
Yes,
right, Chris?
all
Yes,
kind.
all kind, right? Okay, very good. Okay, Christos.
Okay. Anybody else who would like to speak?
Yeah, anybody else we haven't met?
May I say something?
Yes, sure, of course.
Yeah, first of all, Mashkur, I'm very happy to meet you here because, well, a year ago, Mashkur used to be our ambassador program coordinator because he was studying in Chernivtsi, but this year, unfortunately for us, he left Chernivtsi, and we miss you really. Thank you for being here, and I'm really happy to see you here. Also, I'm happy to meet here our ambassadors, Sim and Christos. Thank you guys for your hard work. I also want to add that Elena, who was talking before that, she is our the head of PR International Department, actually, now. So if you have any further questions about BIMCO, you can ask me, find me on social media, or ask Elena. She will answer all your questions as well. And also, I'm happy to meet our participants, BIMCO participants, Lera, Lolita, and Marcoa. Thank you guys for being with us. Really, thank you very much, everyone. And thank you for the possibility again to talk today. Thank you.
Yes, apparently the world is a very small place, a very small one.
Getting smaller.
I would also like to mention something. Could all of the participants write their emails at the chat so that we send them the certificates of attendance after some days of the event?
And you have proof that they attended.
Yes.
On
yes,
film.
exactly.
It's all recorded.
And also, if all of our speakers agree, of course, we could distribute the presentations so that if someone missed some points or they couldn't attend a part of it, they can easily catch up with them.
Yes, this will be edited, and you'll get a copy of the edited with the introduction, and we'll kind of dress it up a little bit.
And I also have another question.
Go ahead.
When it comes to the name of a conference, how can we make it international, European, or national? Is there a law procedure behind it?
No, not really. You just got to kind of use your common sense and what people you're trying to appeal to. I mean, the world is getting a lot more organized because of things like Facebook. I mean, you can find people of similar interests. You can promote to them. As far as medicine, it's a great tool for interacting in medicine. And I find that a lot of people outside the United States, they use it a lot. They don't do it in the United States too much, but in India, Africa, South America, Facebook is used. Wow, I can't believe it. And you guys grew up with Facebook. You guys have an advantage actually, because you grew up with social media. My generation did not have social media. So a lot of the older doctors are kind of catching up. So you're ahead of us in that respect. So use that advantage. Christos, are you there? Hello, Christos? He may have got, okay, Christos, it's all yours. I think we can wrap it up, huh?
Yeah. If there are not any other questions from my side, yes, Sim.
Yeah, I would like to answer two questions which were missed earlier. One was from Lara and one was from Isha. So Lara asked me regarding attending the ISCOMS conference, and as she told me that she is doing her internship. So I would like to add here, Lara, that ISCOMS is a great opportunity for you because it's not really for the you can say for the professional of elder age. It's particularly for the students and for the young professionals. So you will get to learn a lot from it. So I would highly recommend you to attend the ISCOM conference or the BIMCO or the YES meeting or anyone I have been to in the past few years. So these all are very great. Okay. And the other question I would like to answer, that was from Isha. Isha, are you there? So Isha asked me if we are having two sessions of interest at the same time, what should we do? Mostly what I've seen so far, when you are having two sessions of interest, when you're having two sessions of interest, what I've seen so far, mostly the conference organizer have rescheduled those sessions. When I was in ISCOMS, I liked one session to a great deal, and the other was at the same time. And then I looked at the day 2 program, and the second session was again at a different time. So I attended the first session at the first day and the second one at the second day. Or as Bennett said, you have the opportunities now. These conferences are recorded. You can later watch on. Thank you very much. I would like to answer these questions.
Thank you so much, sir.
One question I wanted to ask Angeliki. She said to send the emails on she meant on the chat, right? Not with email.
I think it's best if you send them on the chat.
Okay.
Until the end of the webinar. Yes.
Okay. So if there are not any more
Yeah,
questions,
they're on a mailing list, right? Should I get those emails, Christos, or you're gonna just keep them in a list to notify people of conferences?
If it's possible to get these emails for us, it would be great.
Yeah, okay, so if you guys don't mind, I'll just copy all those emails and put them in an email list so that all the conferences that you have, you'll be notified along with the link. You'll have the link when I send the notice so that you have the option to come into that broadcast, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so from my side, I would like to thank all of you for giving 2 hours today and attending this event. I hope that this was fruitful for you. And we are expecting you next Friday at the same time to speak about articles. Special thanks to Angeliki from the Association of Medical Students of Bulgaria, who had the idea of organizing something like that. And fortunately, it went well. And of course, special thanks to Anastasia and to Asim, who were eager to accept my invitation and come today and give their really valuable experiences. So from my side, thank you all. Angeliki, would you like to close the meeting?
Okay, I would also like to thank you very much for attending this meeting. It was really fruitful, I think, and I hope you got an idea of how conferences are and how you can organize them. Maybe you got motivated to participate more or to start a new research with a professor or even your other colleagues. So thank you a lot for accepting the invitation. Christos, thank you, Mr. John Bennett, for providing us with the platform. We couldn't have done this without you, of course. Thank you, Asim, and thank you so much, Anastasia.
And huge thanks to John Bennett, who is always hosting our events and attending them patiently and actively. Huge
Well,
thanks.
you know,
And moderating them, of course.
It's a true pleasure. I love doing this, and I look forward to next week. You had a really good turnout, and I'm sure you had a lot of people watching also. You had almost 40 people in the panel. I think that's the most we've had for a while, and so we look forward in watching it grow. So thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, we're not recording anymore. Let me get off YouTube too.